Hello everyone! In this video, I'm going to show you how to implement a queue data structure in Dart using a linked list. A queue follows the first in, first out principle, which means the first element that is added to the queue will be the first one removed. So we're gonna have something like that. Now we remove everything, and I'm going to show you my linked list. Here's the linked list. Alright, now we can start. So first thing we have to do is we have to import our linked list. To import, and then this file calls linked list queue.dart. Alright, so this line allows me to use the linked list class inside my queue, and without this import, Dart wouldn't recognize the linked list. And next we define the main function. So we go void main, and then curly braces, and inside the main we create a new queue object. So we use final my queue equals a linked list queue. Okay, so for that we need to create a class called linked list queue. So now we need to implement the queue. So we do class linked list queue. Alright, and then inside the class we create a private linked list. For that we have to do linked list underscore data equals linked list. Okay, so the underscore makes the variable private, meaning it can only be accessed inside this class. This linked list stores elements of the queue. And next we need to add a getter to check if the queue is empty. So for that we're gonna do boolean get is empty, underscore data is empty. This getter returns the true if the linked list has no elements and false otherwise. And now we need to define the enqueue method as well. So we do void enqueue. It's going to be integer value, and then data dot add last value. Alright, so this method adds a value to the end of the linked list, and adding to the end ensures that elements leave the queue in the same order they entered it. Okay, so now we can add values to our linked list queue, and let's do that. My queue, actually we don't need that space, so we go here, my queue dot enqueue equals 42, value is 42, and let's add two more values. So now we need to copy that and paste that two more times. So next value, let's do that 10, and then the third value is going to be 3. Alright, so now we added our values, and each call to enqueue adds a value to the end of the queue. And after these separations, the queue contains the elements in this order: 42, then 10, then 3. And then we print the queue. Print my queue. Okay, so if we try to run it now, we're gonna have instance of linked list queue. Alright, so but if you would print that, it would show us 42, then 10, then 3. So next thing we need to do is what we have to do next. We need to remove an element from the queue. So we're gonna do final value equals my queue dot dequeue, and then we'll have to print dequeued $sign value. Alright, and then we print my queue again. So this line confirms which element was taken out of the queue, and this line, the dequeue method, removes the first element of the queue. Since queues works in first out order, the value 42 is removed and stored in the variable value. So that was our first value, so we remove that. So it was first in, first value, and then first out, first value to out. Alright, so next what we have to do is if we print that, we're gonna have 10 then 3 because 42 is removed. And now we add one more element to the queue, so we're gonna do it like my queue, and then again we use enqueue method. Let's add 99 value, and then we print my queue again. Okay, so now we see that our dequeue is underlined with the red thing, so we need to define the dequeue method, right? So we go here and we do integer dequeue, and we return underscore data dot remove first. Right, this method removes and returns the first element of the linked list. The return type is integer with this little question mark here because the queue might be empty, and in that case there is no value to return. And the last thing we have to do is we have to add override method. Okay, we need to add toString method, so we're using override, and then we do string, to string, then curly braces, and we return data dot to string. Oh, I'm sorry. Then we return data to string. Alright, it looks like we have done everything. So in this method, this toString method controls how the queue is displayed when it's printed. It simply returns the string representation of the linked list, showing the elements in order. So now let's try to run it and see if it works. And yes, we have everything. So we enqueued 42, then 10, then 3, and then we dequeue 42 since it was first element. And now we have 10 and 3 left. Then we enqueued 99 one more. Then we enqueued 99, and we have 10, 3, and 99. So the next one out would be 10, and it just goes like that. So yeah, here's what was my tutorial. I hope I explained everything well, and I hope it's gonna help someone. Thank you for watching.